Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to introduce you to two varietals or hinchus of Sencha Japanese green tea. Now the first varietal I want to introduce you to is Umami and the second one is Okumidori. Now Umami, from my understanding, is not an officially registered varietal, but it is common and found in, of course, Uji, which is in Kyoto. Uji is very famous for its matcha tea, but this is a Sencha variety. The next one is Okumidori, and Okumidori is a registered varietal from my understanding, and that comes mainly from Kagoshima. So that is the most common, I think, tea varietal grown in Kagoshima. So here we have two varietals. So we have Umami and Okumidori. Now both of these are bought from a shop called Tokyo Sario. Now Tokyo Sario is a tea shop in Ginza, just near Ginza 6. It has a very modern style and it has many of these little packets available for purchase. Each packet contains around 4 grams of tea, and I think they do this to allow customers to enjoy maybe some Sencha or other styles of tea that they would usually not buy. So here we have Umami and Okumidori. Now as the name suggests, Midori obviously means green, but the greenness is quite different. So let me just put this over here and let me show you these teas. Now let's have a look at this one first. Okay, so this is the Umami. It's a very dark green. It's even like I would describe it as a forest green. And the tea leaves, the processed leaves, processed from Aracha, of course, are relatively long. They're not so fine. They're a little bit long and a little bit rough style. Whereas the Okumidori is a much more of a grassier lawn style green. Just have a look. Can you see that more foresty green? This is a little bit more long, like a garden lawn really. It's much. It's a very smooth. It's a smoother feel. It has a smoother feel and a finer feel to it. Whereas this is a little bit more, I guess it has a rougher texture to it. This has a much more, like a much finer texture to it. Smell-wise, the Okumidori seems to have a stronger umami smell. Yes. So it'll be interesting to see how it actually tastes. So let's have a look at that. So again, this is the Okumidori and this is the Umami. So now that we've seen the color difference, let's see how it tastes. Okay, now I've got my hot water. As usual for Sencha, it's recommended that we heat the water up to around 70 degrees. And I have my tea dispenser. And I also have, of course, my trusted Kyusu. So I think I will put the Umami into the Kyusu, and I think I will put the Okumidori from Kagoshima into our Hario tea dispenser. So let's first do the Uji. Let me move this out to here. Let me move my Kyusu in like so. Okay, so this is the Uji. As I said, it's a much darker forest green. And I'm just going to put 4 grams in like so. And I'll keep some of the tea leaves out so you can have a look at the difference there. And then we put our hot water. That's one. That's two. So measurement wise, this is around 90 milliliters of hot water. So I will just keep this like so. And then let us do the same thing, but this time with the Okumidori. Let's put it in like so. Oh, this is really fine. Wow, unbelievable. Again, I'll leave some tea leaves out here so you can see the slight differences in terms of the colouring. And I am only going to put the same, I'll put the same amount of water that I put into the Kyusu. So that's 90 milliliters. There we go. And I will seal that up like so. And now we wait. Okay, so here we have the Okumidori from Kagoshima. So let's dispense it. Wow, that's a nice colouring. Let me show you that. There we go. Lovely smell. And let's move this away. And let's dispense the Uji Midori. So there you have the two. Let's put them into some wine glasses. So this is the Uji Midori. And this is the Okumidori. So Uji Midori and Okumidori. Let's have a taste. Okay. The Uji Midori is much lighter than the Okumidori. So this is Uji, this is Oku. If we have, let me just get a white sheet here. So this is Oku. And this is Uji. So you can see it's just, there's a slight less of a tinge, less of a colouring on the Uji, a more gentle, lighter colouring, whereas the Oku is a little bit more intense. Now let's try the tasting. So let's taste the Uji first. A very gentle taste. Not a lot of strong umami, but a very balanced style. Now I feel the umami coming through. So it comes to the front palate, and then it's very gentle in the middle, and then at the end it has a lovely finish to it. There's not a lot on the nose, but it's very pleasant. So now, let me put this away. Let's look at the Oku from Kagoshima. Much more tannin there, much more umami, much more more stringent flavoring. I really like this. I think for my palate, this is probably more suitable because I do like a stronger palate. I like a stronger kick. I like the amino acids coming through. And this will go very well with a nice wagashi. But I think for people getting introduced to Japanese green tea, I highly recommend the Ukumidori. It's very easy to drink, very light, lovely for both, I think, hot tea and for cold tea. Very appropriate for spring or summer season. Not a lot of bitterness, so very well balanced. So you don't need to drink this with a sweet. I think this would be suitable even with food. And for the average tea lover, who is used to maybe black tea and some basic Sencha tea, this will be a great introduction to a more high-grade Sencha style of tea leaf. Whereas for this one, this is kind of what I would imagine the Shiraz of the tea industry would be, in terms of very full-bodied, very strong, a little bit overpowering, but as I said, this is the kind of taste that suits my palate. Lovely. So, those are the two varietals. The Ukumidori and the Okumidori. As I said, the shop that I went to, Tokyo Soryo, is really quite good at creating small packets of, or samples. Of course you have to buy them, but small packets of tea, 4 grams each, and it allows you to really taste a whole variety of Sencha tea. So I will definitely be going back and trying some more. But for you out there, if you want a stronger style, I recommend the Okumidori. And if you want a more gentle, sophisticated, but not overpowering style, I definitely recommend the Ukumidori. So, hopefully that's helped you. Take care, enjoy tea, and I'll see you again soon.